Today we are making a beautiful steak au poivre. Now what we've done here is taken a New York strip. We're going to saute it. We're going to make a delicious Brandy Green Peppercorn Sauce. It's a little bit spicy, but it is truly delicious on this nice medium rare New York strip. If you didn't see my video on how to break down the strip loin into New York strips, I'll put the link in the description. So some of our ingredients we need to get together. This is a packaged beef broth, fresh cracked pepper, brandy, green peppercorns, and a little bit of cornstarch. Here's our steak. We're gonna put a little bit of avocado oil on there, high smoke point oil, kosher salt. And the star of our show is fresh cracked peppercorns. Pat it down, get the stick, flip it over. We'll do the same thing the other side. A little bit more, I like it spicy. And now we're ready to go to the pan. Pro tip, open the closest window to your stove. It's about to get peppery in here. Don't worry about all the barking. My dog is just telling the whole neighborhood that I'm about to set off the smoke detector. All right, how do I know my pan is hot enough? Well, you can still see, first of all, you can see smoke just coming off of it. And then I put some water on it, and it beads up right away. We are all the way there. Turn on your hood vent, full throttle. I don't know if it's going to help, but I'm probably still going to set the fire alarm off. We'll see. Stick around. Once your doneness is achieved you can do a instant read thermometer, then pull it out of the oven. We're now going to let this rest on a plate while we make our pan sauce. All right, our steak is resting, and now we're going to make this pan sauce. Now there's a lot of oil in here. There's a fair amount of oil in here, so we just want a little bit of it. We don't want the whole thing. So the best way to do that is you take a wadded up paper towel to one of the edges where it's pooling and just pick up that right there. We want some of the oil but not all of it. So we're just gonna do that and then throw it away. All right, to this we are gonna add our green peppercorns. We're gonna add a few more black peppercorns. And just let those, we are on a low to medium heat here, and we're just gonna let them get fragrant, okay? Don't go too high heat or else you're gonna have to clear out the whole house because you've made pepper spray for the whole house. So we're just gonna give it a light, maybe like 1 minute. Let them get fragrant. We're also scraping up any of those brown bits. It's also called fond. I mean, you've heard of it, but it's all that flavor from that steak. We're getting all that stuff. All right, next we're gonna add our brandy. Be careful with this, okay? Be careful. This will flame up, so be careful. Don't worry, I'm a professional. If you have a high-sided pan and it doesn't flame up, all right, don't get scared. The alcohol will burn off if this didn't cause a flame, but if it does, don't be surprised. I told you. Again, by using medium heat, it really gives you a little more leeway on when you're doing this recipe. Do not do the pan sauce on high heat. All right, once we get here, I'm gonna add my beef broth, and now I can turn it up to high heat. We're gonna bring this to a boil. We're gonna reduce this beef broth by, I would say, by half. It concentrates some of the flavors. I am using a store-bought beef broth on this. If you happen to have some demi-glace or some high-quality beef stock somewhere in your freezer, this would be the time to add that. Now we got a good little simmer going. We're just gonna let that reduce by half. All right, here we got about reduced by half or so. Now what we're gonna do now is just add a touch of a cornstarch slurry. Now a cornstarch slurry is that it is cornstarch and water mixed together. Use your fingers, get dirty. Come on now, get dirty. We're having fun. Okay. You want a pretty thick slurry. And we're just going to add, or not add near all that, but like, I don't know, just until it thickens up slightly. Just add a little bit at a time and mix it in. If you're using a high quality beef stock, you do not have to do that step. It will thicken all on its own. We're going to turn it back down to like a medium low. See, it just thickens slightly. Heavy cream. Oh, we can't have a French recipe, classic French recipe, a little heavy cream, huh? And you're gonna let that reduce by just until it gets to a good thick sauce consistency. That cream will help it thicken. We didn't season it, so we're gonna do just a little bit of salt. You can always season it later too, after you taste it, the finished product. This sauce smells amazing, by the way. The brandy is really aromatic, and the peppercorns give it that good spicy smell to it. The smell is amazing. Now here's a little, if you want to impress your friends, kind of tip. Now the French word for what we're looking for is called nappe. And what it means is to coat the back of a spoon. Okay? To coat the back of a spoon. Now, supposedly, so with our sauce, when it reaches that sauce nappe consistency, it should coat the back of a spoon. So now we're where we need to be. I'm going to cut the heat off, and we're going to plate this thing. Our steak has rested, and now we're going to slice it and put it on the plate. The little end piece goes to my sous chef, Glory. Glory, sit. Sit. Good, yes. Good, yes. Oh, yeah, I love it. Now, this beautiful steak, look at that beautiful medium rare in the middle. Woo! Looks so good. Goes on the plate. I like to shingle everything just so the sauce hits everything, and the little presentation is a little bit better. So we'll do this. That can be for the chef. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, that looks good. Now we're just going to take some of this beautiful sauce we made. Okay. Drizzle it over the top. Man, that brandy and the peppercorns, this is going to be such an awesome dish. This has turned out so well. This is one of my favorite dishes to do with a strip steak. If you did not see my video on how to break down a strip loin into New York strip steak so you can make this beautiful dish, please go check it out now.